Hello, my name is Kevin Lance Murray. I'd like to welcome you to the first stop of the Hip Hop Museum pop-up tour in Washington, D.C. Make some noise for hip hop. Before we get this thing started, we have some representatives from the mayor's office. We have Lionel Gaines, the director of African American Affairs. And we have Sean Townsend, the director of Nightlife and Culture. So please make some noise for them.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of Mayor Bowser, we just grateful that the Hip Hop Museum pop-up to come to DC. It's an amazing exhibit. I know all of you all enjoyed it, but also it just highlights and celebrates what I consider stars and just legends in hip hop. But we have a letter from Mayor Bowser. My colleague Sean will just read just a brief passage.
Good evening. Dated January 18, 2019, as Mayor of Washington, D.C., it is my pleasure to extend greetings to the Washington, D.C. Culture House on the occasion of Hip Hop Museum's 40th anniversary celebration of Rapper's Delight. The D.C. Culture House will host a 30-day exhibit and also feature live performances of some of the greatest rap artists and broadcast live stream discussions that celebrate the significance of hip-hop's rich culture and history. Hip-hop music started in the 1970s and has grown into a musical phenomenon. The Hip Hop Museum pop-up experience will explore this legacy of rap music and help contribute to the preservation of hip-hop history and culture. As you gather to celebrate this festive occasion, I thank the Washington, D.C. Culture House for its contributions to keep the origins of hip-hop music culture alive for fans across the city and the nation. On behalf of the residents of Washington, D.C., I wish you an enjoyable and memorable event. Signed, Mayor Bowser, Mayor of Washington, D.C. Thank you, enjoy.
Come on, keep it going for the mayor. Mayor Muriel Bowser. Our mayor is hip hop. I've seen her in the club multiple times, that's a fact. She be out at night. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here to celebrate classic hip hop. Make some noise for classic hip hop. And I'm not gonna stand up here and bash the hip hop of today. It's not my purpose here. We are gonna celebrate the origins. We're gonna celebrate the legends. We're gonna celebrate a time when hip hop is about fun, about dancing, about detailed critiques of poorly created food. And there's a reason that we're all here, right? We're all here for hip hop, we're all here for the legends, but there's a person, there's a man who put this together. There were a lot of helping hands, a lot of people lended a hand, but this was the vision of a particular person I've grown to know very well. I've known him since I was in middle school. I worked with him in the studio. I worked with him in various other investment opportunities. And this guy is the reason we're all here. So I'd like us all to make some noise for the founder of the Hip Hop Pop-Up Museum, DJ Boo!
You know, this is an incredible moment, not just for the city and not just for me personally, but for hip-hop music. I love hip-hop, and hip-hop saved my life. That's part of the reason why we started the Hip-Hop Museum, is not just to be the first at something, but to commemorate all of these legends that I grew up idolizing and listening to all these years. Yeah, give it up, give it up. If you love these legends, if you love them like I do. Okay, so here we are, right? 40 years later. 40 years on the anniversary of Rapper's Delight. Do you like Rapper's Delight? I thought so. Anyways, this is an incredibly momentous occasion also for the city and also for, you know, American music. Hip hop has never had a museum. And first and foremost, that's pretty special. We now have one and it's in DC. What do you guys think about that? Okay, not only do we have a museum in DC, but we have a facility here that has believed in us and our dream to bring this to the people, right? And I just want to thank a few people because while, yes, I poured my love and my heart and my soul into the collection in the museum wouldn't be possible without all the people that helped us. And first and foremost, I'd really like to send a shout out to Steve Tanner and Ian Callender. Give them a round of applause, everybody. They are the owner and board of director here at Culture House, and without them believing in our vision and our crazy idea of the world's first hip-hop museum, we wouldn't be able to do this, and none of you would be standing here tonight. I also want to send an incredible, huge thank you to all the staff at Listen Vision. Listen Vision Studios, as you guys know, is DC's largest and oldest studio, but the staff saw my insanity and followed with their own insanity. And they stepped up, and the city stepped up, and people from around the country on social media stepped up, and there's a ton of supporters that made this possible, okay? And the staff of Listen Vision, along with Red Summer and Aaron Ramsey, okay, are the curators of this museum. And those two individuals put all of the displays together over simply a 30-day period. Everything you see downstairs was put together in 30 days. Okay? Yeah, give it up for Red and Aaron. That's right. Okay? There's a few other people that I'd really like to thank. My 7-year-old son absolutely insisted on being here tonight, and while I didn't think it was the best place, he had written a speech and he was really proud of his dad, and I just want to dedicate this museum to my son and my father, who can't be here tonight, but they're in my heart, and they're the reason why we did this museum. All right, now let's get to the good shit. Okay. So, we have like the biggest legends in hip hop in the building, okay? And what we're gonna do now is we are all going to, all of you guys, we're going to induct them into the world's first hip hop museum. Okay? That's an amazing sound, wow. Appropriate, I guess. Well, you know, I picked the guy that I'm inducting, of course, because he's a guy that I idolize and I've looked up to since a very, very young age. He's a guy who, you know, you could argue a lot of hip hop wouldn't even exist without him. And his name is Grandmaster Caz. Okay. Let me, before we induct him, Caz, are you in the room? He's downstairs, oh my God, but we can't induct a guy who isn't here. Okay, so let's go to, is Eddie Kayne in the building? All right. Well, let's do this. Eddie Kayne has a very special induction, so let's go to Eddie's and we'll come back to Grandmaster Caz.
Yo! Make some noise, DMV! Make some noise! I got Spotlight over the city. This is a radio show that's on WLS Radio. What are we playing up for, man? We get ready to induct the Sugarhill Gang. Y'all gotta make some noise, man. We are inducting the Sugarhill Gang.
All right now I have my glasses on, Eddie Kayne. Even though the Sugarhill Gang is one of the most controversial of the early rap recording acts, mainly because of Big Bank Hank's borrowed and uncredited verses, Master G and Wonder Mike were down with the Jersey Crews, Phase 2, and Sound respectively, before rap records ever existed.
That's crazy. Come here, Stan.
Eddie, you trying to set me up, man. You know damn well I can't see this. Why you gonna do that? Well, you read it and I'm gonna look like I'm reading. Okay.
The same way the rap bug made its way throughout the 5 boroughs of New York, it made its way across the bridge to New Jersey as well. New Jersey, what's up? The Sugarhill Gang is known for creating rap's first commercially successful record. Who know the lyrics to that record? Let me hear the lyrics. Let me hear y'all. Hip, hop, hip it, a hip it to the hip, hop it. Bang, bang, boogie. The boogie to the boogie to beat. I can't hear y'all. Say what? To the black, to the white, and the purple and yellow. Bang, bang. Up jump the boogie. Huh? Yeah. Okay, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Okay. No, I wanted to do the whole song. The Sugarhill Gang is known for creating rap's first commercially successful rap, which was Rapper's Delight, which initiated that shot heard around the world. Rapper's Delight, which turned 40 years old in 2019, was also the first record released on rap's premier label, Sugarhill Records. Several hits followed Rapper's Delight, including A Wonder, Sugarhill Groove, Apache Showdown, and The Lover in You. The Sugarhill Gang kicked down the rap door, man, and the template for successful rap records. Right now, we get ready to induct the Sugarhill Gang! Oh, yeah!
What's up, everybody? All right.
How's everybody doing? Yeah. My name is Wonder Miley.
And I am the Master G. We just want to say, and I want to speak just real quickly that, to be able to see all of you guys come out and show all the love and be down with us. I got a lot of family here, I got friends here, and then my brothers it's just been a really unique experience. And I personally want to thank each and every one of you for all the years, listening to all the songs, shows, TV shows, documentaries, everything you watched and been down with us on. So from the bottom of my heart, an old guy out here still doing it, thank you so much.
Now, when I wrote the intro to Rapper's Delight, I was thinking of the TV show, The Outer Limits. Do not adjust your set. So I said, now what you hear is not a test, but what you're doing. I'm rapping to the beat. And me, the groove, and my friends, you get a job to move your feet. And it went on from there, and y'all know the rest. Now, I used to live down here. Silver Spring, Gaithersburg, Sea Pleasant. Sea Pleasant in the building. I went to Bladensburg High. Now, I really want to thank the museum for what they're doing for hip hop. Number one, it's the most extensive collection of hip hop memorabilia in the entire world, and I think it only took 2 years to do it. So give it up for that, y'all. Now,
We gotten a lot of flack when we first came out from some R&B groups, but that's all right. We just kept on pumping, and we opened up for some tours, and then we ended up closing and being the headliners for these tours.
You're the best.
Now that's our Jersey hard-headed attitude. But I tell you what, I may be a little long-winded, but
yeah.
I'm trying to absorb. You know how a great moment passes you by? I'm trying to absorb all this love from y'all. And I'm trying to absorb the magnitude of this moment right now. And I think, and we all think, big give it up for T Dynasty, y'all.
These guys right here, we just want to let this be known right here. These cats right here, Tracy Temple, TJ, DJ T Dynasty,
yes.
Hendall, Henry Williams. These cats have been with Sugarhill Gang 20 years, but they have been effectively performing, touring, working diligently, day to day. What you see now is a direct representation of the work that this man does and the work that this man does. Without these two cats right here, there would be no Wonder Mike, there would be no Master G. So while you're giving us love, make sure you give love to our brothers, Hendall and T-Dynasty. Okay, now, cut me my check and...
Did I tell you what? Everybody have a good time. We're going to be performing later, and we'll show you why we're holding these plaques right now. We may be maybe a little gray, but that don't stop us, because we tear it up, baby! Yeah. Now when I say sugar, you say hill. Sugar! Sugar! When I say sugar, baby, y'all say yeah. Sugar! Sugar! Somebody scream! Yeah! Thank you, Museum of Hip Hop, Pop-Up Museum. This is great. God bless every one of you. Keep it going for the Sugarhill Gang!
Show. I got one thing to say. DJ, I got one thing to say. You know what I gotta say? Have you ever gone over your friend's house to eat and the food was just no good? I mean, the macaroni soggy, the peas all mush, and the chicken tastes like, ooh. Hold on, I got a question. Which friend was that? Was that somebody in the gang? Who made that chicken? And how you know what wood tastes like? We're gonna bring back the founder of the museum to present another induction, so make some noise for Mr. DJ.
Well, so here we are, 40 years later. And, you know, Rapper's Delight, you guys, some of you might know the story behind it. A little controversy, some of you may not. If you don't, let me tell you about it. Grandmaster Caz is one of hip-hop's first rapping DJs who spun and rhymed simultaneously. He would eventually become the frontman of the Cold Crush Brothers, whose live performances and routines would become legendary in hip-hop. Caz is also widely known as the uncredited author of 1/3 of rap's first successful recording, Rapper's Delight. No longer, by the way, just stay tuned. Grandmaster Caz is regarded as one of rap's earliest and greatest storytellers, and along with the Cold Crush Brothers released underground hits such as Fresh, Wild, Flying Bold, Heartbreakers, and punk rock rap. The Cold Crush are also prominently featured in hip-hop's first motion picture Wild Style. I have the great honor of inducting my hero, hip-hop legend, Grandmaster Caz.
Hey, everybody having a good time? Real quick, if you love hip-hop, I need you to say yeah. If you really love hip-hop, I need to hear you say, hell yeah. That's what it's all about, baby. I want to thank Jeremy. I want to thank the Hip-Hop Pop-Up Museum here in D.C. This is history in the making here. And I'm just honored to be honored, all right, as part of its Hall of Fame. Any endeavor to preserve our culture, to me, is a worthwhile endeavor. Hip-hop is only 45 years old. And if we don't document our culture while we are here, it'll get distorted, just like the rest of the history that we've been taught all these years. So it's important that while we're here, that we do document it, and we do preserve these artifacts that not only tell you, but show you who and what hip-hop was and is. All right, so on behalf of the Pop-Up Museum, thank you, Jeremy, and thank y'all. One love.
Keep it going for Grandmaster Caz! The next presenter coming to the stage is our resident historian at the Hip Hop Museum here in Washington, D.C. So please make some noise for Mr. J. Quan! Remember we had practice? Remember we was gonna... I
can't do it, brother. How y'all doing? In the immortal words of DJ Ron, how y'all feel out there? All right, my man Grandmaster Melle Mel. It's my mentor. It's the mentor of a lot of cats that took that road to BMCs. And as the frontman of the great Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5, Melle Mel is responsible for many firsts. On Super Rap in 1979, he was the first to inject social commentary into rap songs. He later resurrected that verse 2 or 3 years later in The Message, Child is Born with No State of Mind. One of the greatest. That's right, God is smiling on you, but he's frowning too. Right, but we're not gonna, Mel is not gonna share that check with us if we do the verse, so we're not gonna do the whole thing, but as well, he continued that legacy of the social commentary, Beat Street Breakdown, one of the greatest ever, White Lines, New York, New York, The Message 2, Survival. The list goes on and on. As well, in the earlier days before rap records, Mel was one of the first to, instead of saying the nursery rhymes that a lot of DJs were saying, one-liners that didn't really rhyme and weren't really on beat, he was the first to really say a rhyme about himself on the beat. So the DNA of Grandmaster Melle Mel is really running through all MCs today. And as far as the social commentary, we can safely say that there wouldn't be a KRS-One, Poor Righteous Teachers, Public Enemy, Kendrick Lamar, Childish Gambino, or any of these cats, Tupac, as we know them, if not for Grandmaster Melle Mel putting that reality into his rhymes. So I would like to induct my mentor and my friend, the Grandmaster Melle Mel. Come on, show me some love. Make some noise for over 40 years in the game. Let me hear some noise. Let me hear some noise for the first group to be inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Let's hear it. Hey, I was talking to one of the brothers downstairs, and we come from the hood like everybody else. I come from the hood in the Bronx, and there was some tough guys. There was gangbangers back then. There was some stick-up kids, but I wasn't one of them. And I never tried to be one of them. I tried to do my thing. I had a vision. I had a goal I set for myself. I wanted to be somebody. I wanted to be famous and get out of the hood. Not like how these brothers today, they get famous and get millions of dollars, and then they say they hood. I don't understand this. it's not for me, and I don't even respect it. If you get money, you're supposed to get a big house, move somewhere, and then let everybody know there's another life other than that hood. Because that's all that's going on now. They use hip-hop to make the hood permanent. Never good. I represent Brooklyn. No, you stayed in Brooklyn. It's not about that. You know what I mean? I've been all over the world. I mean, I'm from the Bronx, but I'm not, you know, it ain't about that. You know, the music was meant to be more than just, glorifying selling dope. Now, I ain't mad. If you got a story to tell, all right, you told that story. But the 1010th record of a nigga talking about killing a nigga, and then niggas, it's surprised that niggas kill niggas? Now, I'm gonna just leave with that right there, because I'll be up here all night turning into Dr. Martin Luther Melle and all that. But see, and our thing is real simple. From what we did 40 years ago, we still do the same thing right now. We come out, we're gonna try to, have a good time with y'all. We ain't gonna say no curse words. You can bring the littlest kids, you ain't gotta explain, why was they up there saying that, why was they doing that? We gonna take you back. So now, if we got some real hip-hop fans out here tonight, everybody make some noise!
Weekend for Busy Bee, the Chief Rocker, as a title well-deserved. Even though Busy recorded for various labels, Sugarhill and Strong City, and Strong City amongst them, Busy is legendary not because of just his records and videos, but because of his on-stage prowess. If the acronym MC stands for Master of Ceremonies, then Busy is a living embodiment. Rhyming, scatting, crowd participation, and humor are the weapons in his arsenal of the Chief Rocker. Everyone say Chief Rocker! Yes!
Busy's talent and persona can be viewed in hip-hop's first and most accurate full-length film, Wild Style. Additionally, Busy's output as a recording artist can be heard on singles such as Making Cash Money, Busy Bee's Groove, the Wild Style soundtrack, and Running Things LP.
Come on now, so let's give honor where honor's due. A wonderful, big, celebratory induction applause for Busy Bee!
Suicide. Hey, gather around, about to kick flavor. All right, here I go, y'all. Guess what? Hey, y'all, thank y'all for coming out to celebrate this here 40th of hip-hop right here at the Pop-Up Museum. What I like to do is express our culture for the females that's here. Please understand when you hear the word hip-hop, it's about peace, love, unity, and having fun. That is what our culture is about. It's not about bitches, hoes, and etc. Don't get twisted what you see on MTV and BET and all of that. We have single mothers, we have queens, we have females in our culture. They do come party and they come looking nice. Ladies, please make some noise. Let them know that we out here. So once again, I thank you. I'm gonna drink now. I'm getting ready to go drink me some champagne. I'll put some champagne in this cup right here. Hold on, let me get my pause on. Once again, y'all, peace, love, unity, and having fun. Let's say it in unity, all together. We're gonna say peace, love, unity, and having, on the count of three. We're gonna say peace, love, unity, and having fun. In unity. 1, 2, 3. Peace, love, unity, and having fun. That's hip hop, y'all. Peace.
Respect, bro. This is a very, very big night for hip hop. I gotta say thank you to Jeremy, Beaver, DJ Boom, man. He did his thing here tonight. I mean, it's
amazing thing downstairs. Many of you guys haven't been downstairs and walked through that exhibit, man. Make sure you do. It's a beautiful thing. There's so many legends here that he's gathered under this group here tonight, man. And I'm here fortunate to induct somebody who's, you know, a legend in his own right, incredible talent in hip hop that you all know. And I will read to you a few words about this gentleman, the Large Professor. Large Professor is one of rap's most proficient MC producer tandems, achieving his first commercial success as part of the main source. Extra P, as he is affectionately called, is also heavily responsible for introducing Nasty Nas, Layer Nas, to the world by the acclaimed posse cut live at the barbecue. Okay, Joe Thayer in the building tonight also from live at the barbecue. Yes, sir. The Large Professor also produced Nas' first singles, It Ain't Hard to Tell, and Halftime from Nas' critically acclaimed, classic Illmatic album. In addition, singles is Looking at the Front Door, From the Game of Baseball, Faking the Funk. Extra P has produced and will remix songs for Eric B. and Rakim, Diamond D, Cool T Rap, Roxanne Shantae, Nicki D, Akinelli, Slick Rick, and many more. And he's still out here doing the stage today, man. Large Professor.
Yo, oh, that's a yo. That's my man K Cut from Main Source right there. That's my man Joe Fader, Main Source. You know what I'm saying? Live at the barbecue. My family is here with me. Shout out to Andy, Jonah, all of them. You know what I'm saying? But yo, definitely, yo, we love hip hop. We love all of the inductees so far. My man Melle Mel, yo, Sugarhill Gang, Caz, Busy Bee, definitely. Who out here seeing Wild Style? You better, for real. Nah, but we here, yo, Main Source. We coming out with some new music too. We out here doing shows and all that. Check for that. 100. We love y'all.
Yeah, keep going, Large Professor.
Everybody know this dude. You hear him on the radio. You see him in the clubs. One of the most popping DJs in the city. Make some noise for DJ Quicksilver!
What's happening, hip hop? I'm gonna call this hip hop. If you love hip hop, put one hand up for hip hop right now. And if hip hop has been a part of your life since day one and is still a part of your life, the culture, both hands up like that. Amazing to be here right in Washington, D.C. My name is Quicksilver. This next inductee, he was just on stage. I'm not even sure if you know he's been inducted. Let me introduce this guy. You might have heard of him. His name is David Mays. Anybody heard of David Mays? I guess it's a surprise, man. David Mays started the Source magazine out of his Harvard University dorm room in 1988. The magazine, which Public Enemy Shut Me families dubbed the Hip Hop Bible, eventually grew into the #1 selling music magazine on all newsstands worldwide. The unsigned hype section, oh, I miss that section so much, dude. Oh man. Grew into the magazine, chronicles artists without record deals, and introduced the world to artists like the Notorious B.I.G., Eminem, DMX, Common Sense, Mobb Deep, and many more. The record review section of The Source and the prestigious 5 mic ratings are legendary in rap history, man. I miss the 5 mic ratings. That's back when ratings actually mattered in real life. You know, shit's a little different right now. All they want is 5 mics, right? Classic LPs such as Nas, Illmatic, De La Soul's, De La's Dead, and A Tribe Called Quest, Low End Theory received the perfect 5 mic rating. The Source brand will go on to include the infamous Source Awards. Oh man, the Source Awards, I got some stories when I was there. And of course, several compilation albums. Maze was also responsible for introducing hip-hop to Wall Street, paving the way for Nike, Mountain Dew, and many other corporate brands. Now, this is what the paper said, but I've known this guy for quite some time, but one thing I always tell everybody is the difference between rap music and hip-hop. Hip-hop is something you live, and the Source magazine was way before its time. Before we had blogging and everybody having their opinion on the internet, we had something called the Source magazine where you couldn't wait to be on newsstands. If you made it to the Source magazine, you made it in real life. Nowadays, you know, you can get streaming numbers up for a day and all of a sudden you're a legend. But I always say in order to be a legend, you have to be consistent for years and years. And the Source magazine was just that. They worked hard, they were dedicated, they were definitely consistent. So this next honoree is a good friend of mine. I was honored to actually be in the Source a couple of times on the Net Power. I don't want to talk about me right now. Can y'all please make some noise to my guy, the reason why I'm here, David Mays, one time? Come on, hold on. Please make some noise for our inductee, David Mays, right now. Congratulations, sir. Well deserved. I'm not sure if you know what speech right now. Speech or something? Let me see, man.
Thank you, man. Back again, yeah, you got me with this, man. Really appreciate it. Again, this is great, man. Thank you for coming out quick, man. And you know, again, it's an awesome night to commemorate, you know, something that we're going to be taking around the world. Start right here in Washington, D.C., which is where I'm from, born and raised right here. With the Wilson class of '86. So it's great to come back to the city and to start something off here that's so important. Rappers Delight, you know, I remember that from 6th grade. And come on, it's the world now. So again, thank you guys all for coming out. You're all part of something, you know, really special, man. We're going to continue to take it to more places from here. So appreciate it.
One more time for David Mays, ladies and gentlemen.
Give it up for Dave Mays and DJ Quicksilver.
Trouble Funk.
Man, yeah, this is a real honor, man, to be amongst all these hip-hop legends, man, to be included. You know, it was once said, KRS One said, there's go-go. I don't know what he meant by it, but he said, there's go-go, but then there's trouble funk. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know how many of y'all know this, but Trouble Funk and Sugarhill, Melle Mel, we go way back. I'm talking about the 80s. We toured together. It was a fun tour. Yeah. Oh, they got their man. They got their man, baby. Trouble Funk got their man too, you know? But I just want to say thank you to all of the Trouble Funk fans that hung in there with us throughout the years. We're talking about 40 years plus. It's still, man, that's a blessing. To still be doing this, still be relevant 40 years plus. In-Flight Boogie, 1979, do the math. Hey, look at here. I'm not going to be long because I'm ready to hear my man, Master G and the rest of them, Melle Mel. They're getting ready to come on and rock this joint, man. Trouble Funk will be following. Let's drop the bomb up in this joint, man. Thank you.